My guest today is Spencer Wigmore, Associate Curator of Painting, Sculpture, and Works on Paper at the Amon Carter Museum of American Art. So the Amon Carter has a new exhibition called Printing the Revolution that, among other things, highlights how artists engage with social justice movements. So Spencer, can you give us an overview of this show?
Of course, yeah. So Printing the Revolution charts the rise and impact of the Chicano graphics tradition, which blossomed in the civil rights movements of the 1960s and remains really resonant and vital today. This show was organized by the Smithsonian American Art Museum in Washington, D.C., and it's drawn entirely from their collection of Chicano graphics. This is the largest collection of its kind on the East Coast, and it really reflects the collection building efforts of their team. So we are in the opening section of the exhibition, which is called Urgent Images, and it really introduces this core idea behind the project, that these are artists who are using their creativity to respond to pressing of the moment issues, and they're seeking to raise awareness and build solidarity around civil rights related activism. So this is a contemporary project by Oakland-based artist Ori Original. And what this project is, called Justice for Our Lives, is a series of 100 digital portraits of individuals who were killed in altercations with law enforcement. And Ori creates a simplified, direct portrait of these individuals, and a lot of this imagery is meant to counter the kind of mugshot portraiture that's often pervasive in the media that assumes or projects guilt. So I'm here in the Changemakers section of the exhibition, and this is looking at artists who have used portraiture as a really rich tool to build an awareness and a celebration of Chicanx history and culture. So often a lot of these artists are working to counter a perceived neglect in the telling of Mexican American history in the United States, or of a broader history of civil rights activism, such as Angela Davis. These prints play a really vital educational tool, and creating works, for instance, this print by Emma Tanayuka by Rupert Garcia. Emma Tanayuka was a really important labor activist in San Antonio who led a successful strike on behalf of pecan shellers, and someone who often doesn't appear in a US history textbook and wasn't being taught. Her story wasn't being told in public schools. So I'm here in perhaps my favorite section of the exhibition, reimagining national and global histories. I think one of the really great things about this show is it takes this story of Mexican American political activism, this rich history of the Chicano movement, and puts it in a broader international conversation, highlighting how a lot of these artists drew insights or responded to the Cuban Revolution or to anti-apartheid movements, and how the print workshops that Chicanx activists founded and nurtured and created became these international spaces where artists could create work kind of responding to the impact of the United States in the Americas and abroad. All right, so this is the last section of the exhibition. It's called Digital Innovations and Public Interventions. And it's looking at this concept of graphics, which started in the 60s as posters, images designed for public space, and looking how graphics as a concept has migrated into a digital sphere. These are artists who are using the internet to spread and distribute their work in an accessible way to a broad public. Artists who are designing pieces for use in augmented reality apps, or artists who are creating really large-scale dramatic projection pieces that pair with their prints, such as San Antonio artist Michael Menchaca, who has this really striking, incredible wall where he creates work that's engaging with this broader history of immigration and racial violence in the US and Mexico. And he's telling this story through a really personalized, cryptic language drawn from internet culture, or internet cats, for instance, are marshaled to speak for this broader history of immigration and migration. And he's designed this really great, visually striking animated projection that pairs with the pieces. And I think it's a great capstone to this really remarkable project that the Smithsonian put together.
Well, Spencer, thanks for your time. This show does a great job of blending history with contemporary art and contemporary themes. Remind folks how long this show runs and if there are any events coming up you want to plug.
Sure. So you can see the exhibition. It's on view until May 8th. It's completely free. There's no cost of admission. And this Saturday would be a great time. April 23rd from 2 to 6, we're going to be having a really great day-long exhibition celebration. So the curators of this project are going to be coming out to speak along with the artist Esther Hernandez, one of the elders of the Chicana movement, and we're going to have Bidi Bidi Banda, so the Selena tribute band, performing as well, along with a day of art making activities and events, and that is free and open to the public as well.
So folks, come out this Saturday and then come back and check out the show. It's up till May 8th. Spencer, it's been a lot of fun learning about this topic. Thanks for your time.
Sure, thanks for coming out.